I'm not a Wizards of the Coast sponsored content creator. I'm not even a local game store, WPN game store, or God forbid, WPN Premium. I leave that all to the experts like the friends over at MinMax Games. I'm just a guy in his basement who likes Magic the Gathering. But I feel like it's my job to at least do my part to send an important message about Magic the Gathering sets to Wizards of the Coast. So I want to have a discussion today about Magic the Gathering sets that do not use Universes Beyond and why they are so important. I will warn you right now, this video will probably get a bit ranty and rambly. I'm pretty passionate about what I'm about to talk about, and we've got the data to back it up. Let's get into it. For those who don't know, what we do here is we track every single sold listing of sealed product for major TCG releases from TCG Player, and we use that data to compare and contrast releases on a similar platform to a similar audience to see kind of how our community, how the friends of ours and the Magic the Gathering fans as a whole are accepting, rejecting, and purchasing all of their products, because I do think it's important to know how we as fans spend our hard-earned money. If you like content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button. If you want to go a step further, the join channel membership button down below, because it helps pay all the server costs so that that doesn't come directly out of my pocket. But today, I really want to dig into the idea of good Magic the Gathering sets without Universes Beyond and a message I want to give directly to Wizards of the Coast. And to kick that off, I want to talk about some of the best Magic the Gathering sets that we have seen that don't utilize Universes Beyond. And I happen to have them pulled up right here. Using the compare release tool on cardboardfinance.com, you will notice that I have pulled up the pre-release configuration for both Tarkir Dragonstorm and Bloomburrow. And for those who don't know, what I'm showing here is I am showing the pre-release information. This takes into account all products sold, all major sealed products sold for these two releases up until their release date. You'll notice we have release plus 30 days, a release plus 30-day configuration, and a release plus 90-day configuration as well. But I want to focus on the pre-release of these products. Now, when Bloomburrow dropped, you could not have told me that there was going to be a more popular Magic the Gathering set. We loved it. We were all in, and that's all we wanted. But as we can see here, Tarkir Dragonstorm has not only surpassed by a good amount the number of sealed products sold, but the amount of money we have spent on the product by almost double, by an unfathomable number. And this was something, frankly, I did not see coming. Consider Tarkir Dragonstorm's position in the Magic the Gathering world. It is right after Aetherdrift, a set where, frankly, we lost a little bit of faith. It felt like a Magic with hats set, and we are right on the precipice, around the corner from, well, what may be the biggest Magic the Gathering set of all time in Final Fantasy. And even with all of those variables, with everything going on, Tarkir Dragonstorm continues to be an incredible Magic set. And I do want to say that this Magic set has almost everything. It has a playbox that is relatively affordable. It's got a Commander's deck set with a slew of fun and unique Commander strategies for people to sit down and play with, and collector boxes that are, dare I say it, actually collectible. This product seems to hit on every single aspect of Magic that we as fans care about, and that should be noted. It should also be noted that this product is selling like I would expect a Universes Beyond set to sell, in numbers that I expect, with the hype that I would expect, and it's doing it all on the back of just a real Magic the Gathering set. And for that reason, I think it's important to let Wizards of the Coast know Magic the Gathering fans are still here. Now, when it comes to Universes Beyond, I am not a person that says, I will leave a table if you play something from Universes Beyond. That's not my bag. I like playing Magic. I never really, in my younger years cared about the art on the card, or I cared what it did, how it interacted with the game, and how we could play this beautiful back and forth, and yeah, I could try to beat you down for the win. As I've grown older and gotten more into the collecting side of Magic as well as playing Magic, it is something that speaks to me. I have done several videos on YouTube about cards that I have collected for varying from 25 cents up to hundreds and, a couple $1,000s and, the top end of my collection, because I believe collectability doesn't have to just be applied to a dollar amount. There has to be something unique. Take the Gilded Foil Charms from Streets of New Capenna. It's an example I always use. I own hundreds of those 40 to 50 cent cards because I just think they are gorgeous. Well, this set leans into all of that core Magic the Gathering beauty, all of those solid, to my center, to my core beliefs that I have about Magic the Gathering, and then some. It's safe to say that Wizards of the Coast often thinks that they need to deliver us a product with a theme or a quick idea or something that we don't have to chew on for a long time because we live in the TikTok generation and we're on to the next thing and we want something new and we're not going to stick around for the long term or be interested in the next thing or hold out. We've got a video game to play or another hobby to go do or yada, yada, yada. But sets like this prove the opposite to me. And I really hope that anyone doing analytics at Wizards of the Coast, anyone who might catch this video on the channel, and I know I'm a small channel, we're on our way to, I think, 12,000 subscribers already, which is bigger than I ever thought we would be, but in the grand scheme of things, we are just a small corner of the ecosystem. I really want the message to be received. You don't have to be gimmicky. You don't have to lean in to the quick, fast, thematic design of the new world of 2025. You can be a core, a beautiful Magic the Gathering set. You can lean into a long-running story. You can give us some of our famed favorite characters. You can give us callbacks and nostalgia in ways that aren't direct, value-crushing reprints. These are all aspects of Magic the Gathering that have been ignored for the most part for some time now that seem to be coming back to life, and they're coming back to life, and I do not want them to be overshadowed by what will be some of the biggest, widest reaching Magic the Gathering sets of all time. I'm also not saying that they have any incentive to stop doing Universes Beyond. I am well aware that Universes Beyond is a profitable business model for a company that cares about how much money they make. I am saying that if we are going to continue to have Universes Beyond, which I believe we will, I implore them, I beg of them, I plead for them to do both. You can bring wide-reaching fans from far and every different corner of different IP universes into our beautiful card game, and you can still service the fans of that card game in a meaningful way. Some of that service would have been done in, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Bloomburrow, as we mentioned, yes, Tarkir, and things like Foundations, a core set that went above and beyond and gave Magic fans something they hadn't had in a long time. A center to build around, a center to start a collection, a center to begin, a platform, a foundation, if you will. These things are wildly important. They represent the true staying power of Magic the Gathering. I am not saying that Magic will ever be a beautiful story-told IP like Pokemon will. I am not saying it's going to be the next hand-painted art that Sorcery will, because they're going to have to produce at a higher rate. But I do think Magic the Gathering can do what Magic does best. Be the world's most played trading card game, have amazing art, beautiful themes, and pull you in just enough to keep you wanting to come back for more and more and more without trying to do it in a gimmicky, look, I'm a detective this time way. All in all, there are several other factors that contribute to these sets' success. We often find that there are wildly powerful cards, good reprint cycles, and, the print run of the collector product and the contents in there have a lot to do with their value. But at their core, these sets are good because they lean into what makes Magic the Gathering so good. Heck, I believe that there are other sets that make, that hit a lot of the points of Magic the Gathering, but maybe not all of them. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. If you've ever opened an Outlaws of Thunder Junction collector booster box, but if you haven't, let me tell you, it's an absolutely insane, wild ride. It is so much fun. It is worth every second that you spend opening it, and even with all of that, the value in the box and everything going above and beyond, it still doesn't get you in the same way that something like Dragonstorm does. It'll be interesting to compare the success of this set with Edge of Eternities that I believe is looking to drop after the Final Fantasy release. I'm super excited to see how that goes down. In the meantime, throughout this week, we're going to be doing some box openings for some channel members that got massive discounts on collector box openings. I've got some longtime channel members that reached out about getting some boxes. They order something almost every single release, and I gave these guys some huge discounts. So everyone's going to be able to come and gather and enjoy those. We'll have some wonderful topics to talk about in those box opening videos, and we've got a Disney Lorcana video planned this week because there's a gap in the Disney Lorcana ecosystem that, frankly, I did not see coming, and I think I might try to take advantage of, I guess. I don't know. I look at the collections that I build behind me. Who knows if I'm doing anything right? Thank you so much for hanging out today. Again, remember the buttons down below, especially the like button. I never show the like button any respect. I always forget about it. So do me a favor and don't make the same mistake I do. Click that like button. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around. Okay, everyone. Goodbye.